host now. Fine. So all of you, you can see as we have done it, the figure equilateral triangle is that it has all three sides of equal length. So it's L, L and L. L plus L plus L, it can be a formula that L plus L plus L, that we are having three L's which are added. So it can be 3 into L also. So 3 into L means 3L. So now you know that equilateral triangle was a figure which has all three sides equal. So the formula becomes 3 into L, that is 3L. The same thing if you talk about square, square will be now 4 into L, that is 4L. Pentagon 5 sides, so 5L. Hexagon 6L. Heptagon 7L. Octagon 8L. Nonagon 9L and decagon 10L. Suppose if the length of each side will not be L, it would be S, then whole formula will become in the respect of S. Then the formula will become 3S, 4S, 5S, 6S, 7S, 8S, 9S and 10S. Just according to the question what is given to us. Okay. Now let us move on the exercise question. Okay. Exercise 11.2, which we have to do it now. So before I move to exercise 11.2, I just want to tell you, just please look at your book, and just try question number 1 and please reply the answer to me in the chat box, that what answer will you get in question number 1. Please answer can be only in the chat box, remember. Question number 1 of exercise 11.2. Please watch that question and reply. You can please open your NCERT book, beta, all of you. Just open your NCERT book and reply the first question. What should be the answer of it? Very nice. Anusha is the one who has replied very first. Then Soumya Pathak has replied to me. Now everybody is replying. Very nice. Anusha has replied. Soumya Pathak has replied. Satvik Ranjan has replied. Pratyushi has replied. Abhisarg and Toyaj has replied. Very nice, beta. Okay. Absolutely correct, beta. The first answer would be 3L of second exercise. Okay. Now moving on to the second question. What second question is telling us? The side of a regular hexagon. The side of a regular hexagon is denoted by L. So the formula for expressing it in the form of L, the first answer would be perimeter of equilateral triangle would be 3 into L. Just now I have explained it to you in the previous one. And if you talk about second question, it is telling us that we are talking about regular hexagon. So if you see just before I have explained it to you. So the formula for perimeter of regular hexagon has 6 sides. So the formula will become 6L. Okay. Now moving ahead with the third question. Third question is telling here about a cube. Now listen, everyone knows that cube is a figure which is having 12 sides. Okay, it has 12 sides. Remember, cube has total 12 edges. Either you call it edges or you call sides. And all are of equal length because the dimensions are in the form of square. It is made up from the squares. Okay, different squares. So a square has all the sides equal. So that means that cube is also having all the sides of equal length, or we can call it has the edges in equal length. So it has 12 edges. So the formula for it is asking the formula for the total length. Total length of the edges. It would be 12 into L, or you can call it 12L. Okay, this is question number 3. Now, if you look at question number 4 properly, you will find it out. The question is telling here that the diameter of a circle is a line which joins 2 points on the circle and also passes through the center of the circle. In adjoining figure, AB is a diameter and radius is given as R. So you have to tell in the terms of radius. If you remember, beta, in circle chapter when I was teaching, I have explained it to you also. So you know that this is a diameter which is given in the question. Okay, AB, and this is a radius, and you know that this is also radius. This is also radius. So if you remember, I have taught you this portion also, that always diameter is just double of radius. If you remember, diameter is just double of radius. It would be either you write R plus R, which will give us 2 into R, or you can write it down 2R also. So either you write it down in this form, or you can write it down, it is just multiplied, 2 multiplied by radius, so which will give us 2 into R, or the formula could be 2R. So these are both the ways by which we have done it. Okay? These are both the ways by which we have done it. So remember, diameter is always just double of its radius. Okay? Double of its radius. Okay? Now moving ahead with question number 5, it is telling here to find the sum of 3 numbers 14, 27 and 13, we can have 2 ways. Okay, we can have 2 ways, and it is talking about in the last that this can be done for any 3 numbers. This property is known as associative of addition of numbers. Express the property which we have already studied in the chapter on whole numbers in a general way by using the variables A, B and C. So this I am telling you on the board. Okay, if I am rubbing this one, beta, so I am taking the screenshot of this one. So I took, sorry, just a second. Yes. So remember, fine. So let us discuss now to the next question. So the question is telling us that we have to explain the associative property in the form of A, B and C, that we have to assume that we have 3 numbers. Okay, and if you remember, I taught you this property, associative property, in the whole number chapter also. So this is A, B and C. There are 3 numbers. So let's say we have 3 numbers like 10, 2 and 18. Okay, if you know, if I add 10 plus 2 and then I add afterwards 18 on it, answer will be 12 plus 18, which will give us 30. Okay, or if I do not by this method, if I do it like this, 10 plus 2 plus 18, then also the answer would be 10 plus 20, which will give us 30. Like in any of the way, if you do, you will get the same answer, because this addition follows always the property of associative. Okay, addition always follow the property of associative. And remember, associative property says that you can add or you can multiply, you can add or you can multiply 3 numbers in any of the arrangement. Okay, in any of the arrangement means you can have A and B together and then you can have C at the last, or you can have C in the beginning and A and B at the last. So this is just a choice. So if you write it down in the form of A, B and C, because we have to write down the question in this way. So it could be A plus B in one bracket, C here, and equal to A plus B plus C here. Yes, Ishika, you are very right that you can write it down in this form also. Can you guess, I am talking about all of you. Can you guess, if I want to write this same property in the form of multiplication, what do you say? How can we write it down? In the form of multiplication I am talking about. This is in the addition form. This is in the form of addition, beta. I just want to know associative property. This is addition form. So just I want to know that if you have to do in the form of multiplication, how will you write it down? This is for addition. Now for multiplication. Yes. Let us complete for multiplication and you only tell me how will we do that for multiplication. Let me see any one of you have done it or not. Very nice. So Soumya Pathak is the one who has replied me first. Very nice, beta. Pratyushi also. Pratyushi, can you please write it down the second part also? Soumya, you also write it down. Absolutely, Ishika. You are also the one very nicely you have mentioned. It could be A into B one-sided and the multiply C, that you can have A and B multiplied together and जो भी आंसर आएगा then at the last you can multiply with C. आप पहले A और B को multiply कर सकते हो और जो आंसर आएगा उसको लास्ट में C से multiply कर दो. Equal to, it could be A separately and you can multiply B and C together. So in both the ways you will get the exactly same answer. This is only called associative property. Okay, and this is the last one. Okay. Very nice, beta. Very correct. So these are the answer for this question. Okay. So now this exercise is completed. Okay. This exercise is completed now. So let's move ahead with the next exercise because we have time here now. Just let me take the screenshot. Beta Anika, please pause the recording for 1 minute. Exercise third, and exercise third may if you talk about exercise number 3, which we have to discuss it now. So remember one thing, I have already expressed it to you that how to form the equation or how to form the expression. Okay, so let's have exercise 11.3. I think we will not be able to do much questions because we have only 2 minutes, but at least we can do some questions here. So if you see question number 4, I am discussing question number 4 now because as I have already explained it to you earlier also. So पहले शुरू करते हैं question number 4 beta. So question number 4, if you see, I have already taught you in the beginning classes. You have to just reply in the chat box. Please be alert in your chat boxes and reply what answer do you get in question number 4. Okay. The first question is telling here that 7 added to P. This we have already discussed how to do. Can you reply what should be the answer for 7 added to P? Please reply in the chat box. 7 added to P. What should be the answer? Very nice. The answer would be P plus 7. Second question says that 7 subtracted from P. Subtracted from P. So it would be P first, then minus, and then 7. Now moving ahead, direct answer. Question number C. P multiplied by 7. So P multiplied by 7 comes like this. But you know that we don't write the number at the last. We always write number in the beginning. Then we write the sign of multiply and then we write the variable. So if you write it down in this form, you can have the answer direct as 70. Now coming to answer D. D is telling here that P divided by 7. So P divided by 7 can be written like this way, or it could be P upon 7 also. So both the answers would be correct because P divided by 7. Question number E. 7 is subtracted from minus M. Minus M and 7 is subtracted. Okay. Now question number F. Let us finish only this question. Then minus P multiplied by 5. Again the same procedure you are already knowing. I have taught you the number. The first number will be coming, then P will be coming and the sign will be at the front. So this would be minus 5p can be another one in the form of answer. Now last one in the G, minus p divided by 5. So it could be minus p upon 5 or you can write it down minus p upon 5. Okay, minus p divided by 5 or you can write it down minus p upon 5. And last but not the least is H, that is p multiplied by minus 5. P
Ma'am.